Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Friday, the 23rd of May, 2025. Today, it is our internet is down, and so I wanted to pre-record a video so that it was ready to go for when I'm meant to go live at 10 o'clock this morning. And so I'll probably just do a quick Facebook Live just to sort of talk about that sort of stuff today, but also yeah, just let you know of the promotions that are happening. So I just wanted to do a quick video, or a video on the one of the new kits that are available at the moment. And so yeah, that's what I thought to do this morning, because yeah, our internet went out at about 5 o'clock this morning. So I thought, well, if I record on my phone, then at least I know a video can get uploaded for you today. So I'm going to work on the essential occasions kit. So this is actually a kit of just 6 cards, all different cards. So Stampin' Up! Seem to be doing that a bit lately. There's a few kits like this where they're just all different cards and not just 3 of one particular type of card or anything like that. So they're doing that a bit differently at the moment. So I thought I would have a bit of a play with this one and see what we can create with this if we decide to change it up. I can actually see now there's 3 cards that are pre-printed, the full card base. And so I might actually work on those ones and see if I can do something a bit different. So let's have a bit of a play. So we've got the Essential Occasions kit. It's a non-stamping kit, so everything's already pre-printed and die cut for us. So I'm going to just set that aside and pull out all the bits and pieces. And so we've got card base. So I'm first going to just get all the pieces ready and assembled for each particular card, so that then we can see what we've actually got to work with. Another one. So this piece, because I'm not actually sure if there are any leftover pieces. That goes on there. Congratulations. So I've got some banners, so we might be able to utilize them. This one. Another couple of card bases. And of course we have our envelopes. Another card base. And then we have our die cuts. So I've got the I, the U, and the love. And then we've got So Glad to Have You in My Life, which goes on that one. Thinking of You banner goes down there. I think that's all I can see on that one. We've got some, that one's going to go on that one. This one's going on the yellow piece. We've got a happy birthday. And then we've got a thank you. Oh, I feel like I'm missing something. I am. There we go. So I've got an orange piece. Oh, that one actually goes on that one. I've got an orange on that. We've got a blank banner to go with that one. That one goes with, whoops, that one. And then we have an orange to go there. Okay, so they're all the bits and pieces. So let's start with the ones that I'm not going to make any changes on. So let's start with this one first. Yes. So fold the card base, and we have some dimensionals and double-sided tape. Just pull our instructions open and find our first card. So this one here. So we've got double-side tape on the multicoloured piece. We've got dimensionals on the other two. Can't find my bone folder, so let's just use a block. I found some more double-sided tape. Oh, this one looks like I can use it up. Don't you like it when you use up all the tape that's on the double-sided roll? I do. It's like a sense of accomplishment almost. So we're that way. We're like that way. There we go. Okay. And we're towards the bottom. There you go. So that is the first card. So it's fairly quick and simple. You can see how easy this set is actually to assemble. And so if we look at this one, so there's only a few elements on this one. So this is a kit you could, if you need a card in a hurry, this would be the kit for you. Because it's very, very quick, very simple. Easy to assemble. It's been raining so much over the last number of days. It's still raining at the moment. I think it's been raining most of the night here in Sydney. But I know there's a number of people that are flooded in at the moment. A couple of my cousins and aunt are all flooded in at the moment up the north coast. Thankfully, I believe they've all got supplies and everything, so they don't need anything. They're safe and well. I love and you. So that's card number 2. You can see how easy that is. Very, very easy. Very quick, very simple. So let's go to, where's the other one? That one. We're going to do the orange one next, which is this one. That was one. I think I like that one. Okay, so we have dimensionals on the oranges. And then we have double-sided tape on the teal, the Pretty Peacock piece. Oop, There we go. That's that one finished. Let's grab another one. These have just been sitting up on my desk so, from leftover kits. It's always good to be able to use them up. And dimensionals, oops. A couple of dimensionals on there. I'm going to turn that one over and I'm just going to lay that on like that, and then I can take the double-sided tape off. Oops, wrong way. No, this has got, oh, it doesn't, no. I was thinking this one had oranges on it, but it doesn't. That's another one. Whoops, go straight. A bit crooked. There we go. So 3 cards. Fairly quick, simple cards. So set those ones aside. And so then we have these ones. So these are the ones we have next. And so because I think I want to use these bases, I might try and change something up. What you can do is grab some other cardstock, and hopefully I can find some fairly easily and quickly. Let's go with a bit of crumb cake. And my paper trimmer just here. And these cards are actually 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to chop it at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to chop it at 11 inches. And so I've only got enough to make one card from each piece of cardstock, but that's okay. So I can make them that way, or I can do, because I can't do 8 1/4, 8 1/2. No, I can't. So I have to go that way. Yes. So 4 1/4 again, because the US cardstock is shorter but wider. And so I'm just making them basically the same size. I was going to make it the same size. Maybe I don't. Maybe I make them slightly bigger. So, let's just do a standard card base on this one. I've got a couple of standard card bases there. Oh, these ones I want to chop as well. So we want to chop these down to 4 1/4. Let's just do these 2 first. So the idea on this is, so I basically want to mount that completely on the front of that card. So we're just going to use some double-sided tape. So I'm still going to make the same card as this, but because I've cut the front, I'm actually going to layer it onto a card base. So you can still make the card as it is and just make 6 cards with the kit. You don't have to change it up. I just like to show you what you can do. So we've got our card base, and then our elements for that one, these ones here. So we're going to be doing some double-sided tape on this one. Because this one's going to lay straight over the top of the fringed piece. And then we're going to do dimensionals on this one, on the sentiment. Yep. And then this one, dimensionals as well. So we've got our card, but it's a bit different, obviously, because I've used other elements. I've used an extra card base and cut off the front. So if we then switch over to these two, so again we've got our card base, and we're going to open it that way. So double-sided tape again. And line it up on the card base. And then we have double-sided tape on this one. And we've got the congratulations as well. So double-sided tape on the non-striped side. No, I want to move further over. And that actually sits over the top. So it's actually got slits in the side. And so dimensionals on this one. Oops. So then we've got our 5th card. Nice. And this one. So I think I need a bit more crumb cake. What have I got in here? I need another piece of crumb cake. Maybe I find some white. What have I got there? $4 1/4. And I want to go 5 1/2. And then 5 1/2. Cheating a bit on that one. And then chop this one down. 4 1/4. There we go. Okay, so we have our orange one. So we're going to do double-sided tape on this one. All right, so line that one up, and then we've got our oranges. So double-sided tape on these. Dimensionals on our wedge. And then we've got double-sided tape on the banner. And dimensionals on our sentiment. And take all your backing paper off. Okay, so we want our orange pieces. How about there? And that one can go there. I'm going to put that straight down because it's got double-sided tape on there. And then that can go over the top. Okay, so they are our 6 cards. So let me get them out for you. Sorry about that. Back again. So there are our 6 cards. We have 3 card bases left over, and so we just need to find something to go with that. We also have a number of elements left over from, like, so banners and stuff, and some words, some other banners, so let me see what I can create if I actually put this sort of stuff together. So we'll move these cards out of the way. And I need some cardstock. So we have, let's go with a bit of Daffodil Delight. And yep, I think we'll go with that one. And then we have a bit of Calypso Coral, I think. Okay, so we're going to chop these down to, now do we do a standard card? That's the question. Aren't those colours pretty together though? So if we do a standard card base, let me just see, this is a crumb cake one. If we do a standard card base, yeah, we can just cut down a strip actually. Yeah, so let's do a standard card size. So I'm just gonna chop them all together. No, got two of them, not the third one. And a couple of these pieces were a bit dodgy, so let's use those three. And then because it's 10.5, so we want to probably chop it down to about 10 centimeters. We've got a little bit of a strip, so I think that's pretty good. Okay, so again, chop it down to 10 centimeters, I think. Hang on, let me see. Actually, I probably want a bit more. I probably want it to be 9.5. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, I think that's better. So I'm going to trim that off. I'm also going to chop this back down to 9.5. And I'll use both of those pieces. And then this one, let's just that one. Chop it to 9.5. Okay. So I've got these ones. Now you know what I haven't got? I haven't got any ink with me at the moment. So I need to grab some ink. And what else do I need? It's almost like one of my normal Friday Facebook Lives where I forget something. I have to go and get some things from my cupboard. Okay, so we get some Calypso Coral, some Daffodil Delight, we get some Coastal Cabana. We should probably get some black, I would say. Get some black. Let's see what we can work out. So I've got these colours and I've got some textured notes. So let's see. I'll use this one, I think. I do have a block. Oops. And I just need a bit more white, I think. Some white cardstock. Not that one. All right. So I have some white. Nine and a half. Let's go 7.5. That one. And a little note of appreciation. That sounds good. So we have our Calypso coral. Ugh. This is the one that's a bit mottly, but we're going to just work with it anyway. Whoa! Well, that's really bad. So let's try that again. Let's try it on that one. I might do the black first. I think obviously I re-inked this one. Wow, that was pretty juicy. Let's see. Okay, I think that might be a bit better, hopefully. That's a tiny bit better. Okay. Do I have a blending brush over here? Oh, I do. Okay. Just add a bit of colour around the edge. Maybe a bit more colour. that's a bit better. All right, so we want to pop this up on some dimensionals. You want our Calypso coral. So basically you add an extra stamps, add some stamps, cut down one of the card bases, and then you're going to have another full card that you can use. But wait, there's more. So I've got a card insert. So you probably want to make that 10. By 14.3. And then we have our little extra strip. So we can actually just put that just on the inside like that. So just a bit of double-sided tape. And we want to make sure it's the same way. And then double-sided tape to put it on the inside. There we go. So you've got an extra card ready to go. So that's one extra. And then we've got our, oh, that one's a bit dodgy. There we go. Daffodil Delight. And we have a birthday theme. So, but what I want to do, I think, no, I think I'm just going to let it sit. All right, let's pop that straight down. And a couple of inserts I'll get ready to go. Because we'll just do the same thing that we did with the Calypso coral piece. We'll pop that on the inside, and we'll have these two pieces. Hopefully. Got my little strip. So we're going to put that one there, and this one right alongside it without it touching. And that's going to sit on the inside. Nope, hang on. That one's another one finished. Yay. Okay. No. There we go. All right, so then the front. So we have our little banners. I wonder whether I could use them. They are a bit wide. Now have I got a birthday? Let me see what birthday stamp set I can find. So I've got Around We Go, Attention Shoppers. So I've got my little birthday cake. It's a matter of just finding something in your stash that might also work as well. So I've got the birthday. So I can do the birthday. Let's switch around. Oh. Could be problematic. Come on, stay on there. And then we've got our birthday cake. So nope. Let's see if I can do it better. There we go. There we go. So I've got our little birthday cakes, and then if I grab my blends, oh, let's see, gonna be a strawberry slush. Yeah, got some peach pie and some strawberry slush, so maybe we do some colouring with some extra colours to bring the 3 colours in. And then paper snips. So let's pop this one up on dimensionals. And I've got my snips out so I can just use extra dimensionals. If I put that on angle banner, I can put my cake there. Here we go. So we've got our little birthday card. Woohoo! All right, one more. And obviously we've got little strips on the inside. So Coastal Cabana. And again, let's just pop it straight down. That's the end of that one. So I've just finished off 3. Yay. And the strip can pop in on the inside again. So we're using up the pieces, some of the pieces. And then, oh, I found a piece. I found that. So we might actually use that. It's something from one of the older older die set. I might actually use that though. I just had that in my little stash. So just, as I said, just use what you have. Like sometimes it's just good to use things that you have. All right, and so then, oh, I've got that one. So yes, let's use this one. Hopefully my big block will actually fit this one. Will that fit on there? Doesn't quite. Okay. So this is a new set. Let's get this one out. Will that fit? Oh, I think it will fit enough, maybe. Will that? It's not going to quite fit on my block. All right, let's see whether I can chop off the top bits. So I want to have all that inked. I'm just sort of trying to work my way up so I don't actually ink up the whole lot. Reasonable. It's reasonable. All right, so then let's get our markers out. I want a green. Maybe a lemon lime. Didn't ink perfectly, but I think it's just going to add to the card for me. I'm not being too pedantic on the colouring. I'm pretty much just doing the one colour, the one shade. Then let's get our, we've got Summer Splash. So I might actually do a bit of dark and then come back to light. Oopsie. Which tip do you prefer to use when you're colouring with the blends? I always prefer to use the bullet point because I feel like I've got a bit more control. But now I'm using the brush tip. And then we'll just use peach pie. There we go. So that one can pop up on some dimensionals. Ah, whoopsie. Oh, the wrong piece. Alright, so dimensionals off. So this stamp set is actually mixed florals. And then do I have... I have a sentiment, yeah, I have one of them. I think I might just get the happy birthday out from this one. This is from the Attention Shoppers. And we might just do a bit of Calypso Coral on the banner. And if I have a bit of scrap Calypso Coral, which I do, and just a bit of double-sided tape, our friend double-sided tape. And I think I'm just going to snip off the edge. And a couple of dimensionals, and then I think we are done. Okay, so Let's ensure we have all our pieces good to go. Move our inks out of the way. Our instruction sheet. So these are the cards that we're going to do. And so we did create our cards by adding a couple of extra card bases, and then we created these 3 cards. So these are all the cards that we've made today from this one particular kit. So we got 9 cards out of a 6-card pack just by cutting a base and then utilizing a few extra pieces along our way. I especially do like this one. I really like this one. So I've added blends with this one. Obviously, I've used 3 different stamp sets to create these cards. But I think, yeah, I like them. So there you go. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoy watching this video, this pre-recorded video. I'll upload it hopefully in time for it to go live at 10 o'clock this morning. And I'll hopefully try and do a quick Facebook Live for you. So you may have already seen that. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you next week. Bye for now.